All right, science detectives, welcome. We've got a giant mystery on our hands today. I mean, look around. We're surrounded by stuff, right? But some of it is alive, and some of it, well, it's just not. So the big question is, how can we possibly tell the difference? Come on, let's start our investigation.
Okay, let's start with a puzzle. Picture this. A beautiful butterfly is fluttering by, and way up high, a colorful kite is soaring in the wind. They're both flying through the air, right? But here's the thing. One is alive, and one isn't. So to solve this mystery, we're going to need to find some secret clues.
So, in the world of science, we basically put everything into two big buckets. You've got your living things bucket and your non-living things bucket. Living things, that's you, me, a puppy, a tree, anything like that. Non-living things, that's stuff like a rock, a toy car, or that kite we were just talking about. The real secret is all about what they can do.
You know, every good detective needs a list of clues, a special checklist to crack the case, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We are going to build our very own Is It Alive checklist. Ready to find our first clue? Let's go!
Okay, clue number 1 is a big one. Living things can move all on their own. Think about it. A cheetah sprints to catch its dinner, a dolphin leaps through the waves, and you run outside to play. Animals move for all sorts of reasons, to find food, to get away from danger, or just to find a cozy spot to rest.
But wait a second. This brings up a really good question. We all know that plants are living things, right? But have you ever seen a tree get up and run a race? No way. So, how can they be alive if they don't seem to move like animals do? Well, it turns out they have some super secret, sneaky ways of moving.
And get this, plants are so clever. You've got sunflowers that literally turn their heads to follow the sun all day long. Then there's the morning glory flower that opens up to say good morning and closes up at night. And my favorite, the touch-me-not plant. The second you touch its leaves, whoosh, they float right up. So yeah, they're definitely moving.
All right, on to clue number 2. It's something you're doing right now. Living things grow. A teeny tiny kitten grows into a big cat. A little acorn grows into a huge oak tree. And you're getting bigger and taller every single day. And it's not just about getting bigger. Living things get heavier as they grow, too.
Okay, but here's a tricky one. This is going to test our detective skills. What about a balloon? You take a small, flat balloon, you blow it up, and suddenly it's way bigger. So, is it growing? Let's put on our thinking caps for this one. Okay, here's the secret. Real growth is something that lasts. When a bean seed sprouts and becomes a plant, it can't just decide to shrink back into a seed, right? But the balloon, let the air out, and it's tiny again. See? That's just a temporary change, not real growth. Case closed.
Clue number 3. It's something we all need, food and water. You know how a car needs gas to go? Well, living things need fuel too, and our fuel is food. It gives us all the energy we need to run, jump, learn, and play. When you eat breakfast, you're basically filling up your energy tank for the whole day.
And what's so cool is that everybody's got a different favorite meal. We eat things like apples and carrots. A cow just wants to munch on grass all day long. A lion needs meat to get its energy. But plants are the coolest chefs in the world. They make their own food from scratch, just using stuff from the soil, water, and a little bit of sunshine.
Okay, detectives, ready for clue number 4? Do this with me. Take a big breath in and let it out. You just used the clue. All living things have to breathe. We can't see the air, but oh my gosh, it is so important. In fact, it's so important that we're going to look at an experiment that proves it.
Because, you know, being a scientist isn't just about reading stuff in a book. It's about getting your hands dirty and testing things out. So, let's check out this experiment that shows us exactly why breathing is a non-negotiable for living things.
So here's what they did. They took 2 bottles, exactly the same. They put a cockroach in each one. Now, bottle A got a lid, but it had little holes punched in it, so air could get in and out. Bottle B, though, its lid had 0 holes. It was sealed up tight. So, what do you predict is going to happen?
And so they waited a few days, and the results were super clear. The cockroach in bottle A, the one with the air holes, totally fine, alive and kicking. But the cockroach in bottle B, the one with no air, well, it didn't make it. And this shows us, without a doubt, our clue is correct. Living things absolutely must have air to live.
Okay, clue number 5 is one that you and I know all about. Feelings. Living things react to what's happening around them. When you score the winning goal in a game, you feel awesome, right? And if you accidentally touch something hot, ouch, you pull your hand back fast. Those reactions, those feelings, that's a huge sign of life.
But get ready for this, because this is going to blow your mind. A really famous scientist named Dr. J.C. Bose actually discovered that plants have feelings too. Yep, they can react to all sorts of things. And remember our buddy the touch-me-not plant? When it folds its leaves up when you touch it, that's the plant reacting. It's showing us that it can feel what's going on.
All right, clue number 6 is all about family. To make sure life keeps on going, living things make, well, more living things. You know, dogs have puppies, cats have kittens, and birds lay eggs that hatch into tiny little chicks. And plants do it too. They make fruits with seeds inside, and every single one of those seeds has the power to grow into a brand new plant. How cool is that?
And now for our last clue, number 7. This one's just a natural part of life. Everything that is alive eventually dies. It's just how it works. Some things, like a little mosquito, might only be around for a few days. But then you've got things like giant tortoises that can live for over 100 years. And some trees live for thousands. But no matter how long, every living thing has a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Okay, detectives, mission accomplished. We've gathered all 7 of our secret clues. We are now fully equipped to solve any alive or not alive mystery that we find. So let's go over our official checklist one last time.
And there it is, our master list, the 7 official clues of life. If something is really alive, it has to check all these boxes. It moves, it grows, it needs food, it breathes, all the way down the list. A kite can't do any of that stuff, can it? But that butterfly we talked about, it sure can. Mystery solved.
You guys were amazing today. Seriously, you cracked this case wide open. But, you know, a science detective's job is never really over. Now it's time to take all this new knowledge and use it out there, in the real world.
So here's your next mission, should you choose to accept it. I want you to look all around you, in your house, at school, out in the park. Use our 7 clues and investigate everything. Is your cat a living thing? What about your backpack? Is that flower in the garden alive? How about the sidewalk? The world is just bursting with mysteries, and now you have